Aha, there it is. How you doing, Emma?
All good in the hood. How about you, Dom? How's things?
Yeah, not bad. Happy autumn.
Happy autumn. I know I've dyed my hair, especially for the occasion, getting the reds and the oranges out.
Just for this occasion. Never seen it like that before. Good
Just
stuff.
for this. You never know. Come Christmas time, I'll have a wee bit of green in it just to balance it out.
Well, welcome everybody. Happy autumn. Welcome to the Adobe Express Digital Leaders Session, live lesson, whatever you call it. That's fine with us. Right. I'm always getting told off for waffling at the start. So let's get on with what we're doing. But before we do, let's go over the golden rules. Golden rule number 1. Emma, I tested Nicole yesterday. I'm testing you today. What is golden rule number 1?
You can pause at any time.
Yeah, she knows her stuff.
Woo!
You can pause anytime. You see, silly old me back in the days when we, back in last year's sessions, I used to put time in, and then I just thought that's complete nonsense, isn't it? Because you can just pause us whenever you like.
I was doing that as well, but yeah, it just such a light bulb moment. Just pause us.
Yeah, just pauses, and that's absolutely fine. So we will be doing bits of work and going back and forwards between myself on the desktop or what would you say, the browser experience if you're on desktop, Chromebook, laptop, going back and forth between myself on that and Emma on the iPad. You'll get different ideas from both of us. Both processes are very, very similar. So we will be going back and forth, do steal ideas from both of us. But if you ever feel like you're getting a little bit too far behind, that's absolutely fine. Just hit pause, get to where you need to get to, and then just hit play again, and you'll be straight back into where you need to be. Rule number 2, please, Emma.
I want to say is you need to have your creative challenge.
She didn't study as hard as I thought she did.
Oh, no, not today. What's rule number 2, Dom?
I'll give you a clue. It begins SW.
Swag. Get some swag, guys.
Get some swag. Yeah, Emma's swagging it up. He's swagging it up. Yeah, if you do complete your challenges from today, tell your teacher. I'll be sending your teacher an email. You'll be able to get free swag. Simple as that. And if you go and teach other people in other classes your newfound skills, what do they get then, Emma?
I don't know. Badges, swag, stickers.
They get VIP swag.
Oh, here, I've never seen that before, Dom. That's why I'm like,
well, you haven't performed well enough for VIP swag yet, I'm afraid.
I keep failing these first tests. You say, got first question right, second question wrong.
There you go, 50% on the test. 50% is not. We're looking for 100% here. And rule number 3 is that there is no rule number 3 because I just, for some reason, thought there would be 3 rules because it's the rule of 3s. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
Power of 3 always comes in 3s.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Right, so let's have a quick look at what we're doing today. Well, here's a lovely look at Adobe Express, but you don't need that right now. What you need to look at is this page here, National Poetry Day. And that's today. It's actually today.
Today of all days. Fantastic. To be or not to be, that is the question.
Emma's in a good mood. It's always good when Emma's in a good mood. So, the short link is bit.ly/express poetry if you haven't got it already. bit.ly/express poetry. I have emailed it out to all the teachers in the long link. So if you can't access short links, because that one's a short link there, then your teacher has the long link. And then with the QR code, what do you do there, Emma, please? iPad Queen.
Yeah, so all I'm doing is with my iPad, just get my camera up and I'm just waiting for it to focus on the QR code and I'm tapping on the link that pops up, the wee yellow button at the bottom. So it's just a wee using the camera as a QR code reader and then it'll launch then directly in your Safari.
Very nice, very nice. Right, let's have a quick look at this. What we got going on? Well, challenge 1. Create graphics for the haikus in the doc below. Combine images, design assets, and text to bring the words to life. So I've done a couple of examples here. There's one here. There's another one here. And then the autumn haikus, if you press this button here, where you can see where my little hand is hovering there, it's going to open this. Here's a selection of haikus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them. So you can choose any of these. Doesn't really matter. They're all around autumn because I thought, well, why not? It's an autumnal kind of feel going on at the moment. Although apparently Friday, tomorrow, it's going to be like in the 20s.
Hi, it's chilly. It's scarf weather, guys. I look forward to scarf weather every year. The scarves are out, the hats are on, they're staying on.
Yeah, I do love a hat. But yeah, it's going to be really hot tomorrow. But I thought when it's still kind of autumnally, we're going to do some autumn haikus. So
Brilliant.
what I'll do is, I think I'll just copy this. I've got it ready. I'm going to copy that one. Now I'm going to go back to this one here. Now I think, when we're starting, I'll just do a quick start just to open the document, and then I'll pass it over to Emma. She can tell you how to open the document too. But I think I'm going to press the plus here. Now, I'm just going to go down to standard sizes. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do mine in the 16:9, this landscape. And that's because that is actually the standard format for video as well. And the second challenge we're going to do is to turn some of our haikus into videos. So I just think, you know what? I'm going to do that landscape one straight away. So just click it. This one comes up. Boom. And away we go. Right. Emma, are you ready to show them how to just quickly get it open on the iPad? Let's get you up there.
Brilliant. So we are using the Adobe Express app. Just tap it open. A bit like what Dom's saying, all you need to do is press the plus, for example, or I'm going to go into custom size just to make sure I get the same dimensions as Dom. So I'm going to tap this open here, and it's going to ask for my dimensions. And if I am right, it's 1920 on the width, and the height is 1080. So these are the dimensions for video. So it's 1920 on the width, 1080 on the height. Hit done, and Bob's your uncle. There you go. You've got your canvas the same size as Dom's.
There you go. 1920 by 1080. Is that what you said?
1920 by 1080.
1920 by 1080. Good stuff. Right. And then Emma's got that double tap to edit text. That's slightly different to what I've got as well. But it doesn't really matter. Let me get mine up. There we go. So my other screen's a little bit jumpy today. So here we go. I'm back in my doc here. Now, Emma, I tell you what, you've got a chance at redemption here. You've got a chance at redemption. What is the very first thing that I should do in this doc here, this project?
Well, I think we need to kind of feel that it's more like autumn. So I think we need an autumnal photograph.
I gave her a chance, everyone. Everyone heard me. I gave her a chance.
What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong?
Emma, what happens if I leave this called Untitled 5th of October 2023 at 13.36.808?
Well, then if you're anything like me and you create nearly every minute, you're going to have lots of documents with the exact same names. So this will be a great opportunity for you just to tap the top, give it a quick name, hit enter on your screen, and there it's saved already. So you know where to go find your last project.
Tell you what, though, she might not have got it first time, but that was a cracking explanation. Here. That's exactly what we wanted to hear. Exactly. So there you go. I always, to be honest, I mean, I'm giving Emma a hard time here, but the amount of projects I've got in my Adobe Express account, which are called Untitled, it's not something that I'm particularly very good at myself. But when I remember, it's definitely good too, because I do appreciate it when I can find things properly.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Let's get going here. So there are a couple of different ways that you can start here. Do you know what? I'm actually going to start by putting in my text, because I don't want to be chopping and changing, going back and forward between this and the Google Docs. So I've clicked text and I just paste that in. Now that's massive. I'm not happy about that. So what I can do is there's a couple of things. I can grab the side of that and just start kind of shifting it there. But you can see I'm going off the page, so I'm using 2 fingers on my trackpad to bring it back down again. So now I've kind of got it where I want it to be. I'm going to make sure that each of these lines has its own line, so it's not going on to 2 lines. I put in a little line break there, so we know that the author, is a little bit separate. You don't have to read that in the poem, so that's cool. And then I might do it. I'm not going to really play around with the text too much right now, I don't think, unless Emma tells me off for this looking incredibly boring. But I'm going to align it left. There you go, because what I want to do first is, like Emma said, it needs to look autumnal. Mm-hmm. So there are different ways. I mean, I don't know. Emma will probably do this in a different way to me, probably, which is fine. So you could go to elements on the left-hand side. You could go to backgrounds, search backgrounds, and you could go to like autumn. See what you got in there. Pretty cool. Got some different stuff. Now, I kind of want a scene, I suppose. I want a scene. That's kind of nice.
That's lovely.
Yeah, I don't mind that, actually. I wasn't expecting to use that, but that's kind of nice. Now, the reason why I thought I'll put it in first is because then you can sort of, what you got to do with the text after that. But let me just show you another way that you could do things. So I've just used the undo button at the top here. So rather than, using the autumn backgrounds in here, you could just go to media and you could search, you could go for a photo, like a real photo. And there's all sorts of stuff in here as well, like this one. Now it goes in really small. You've got different options. You can drag it out until it, is big enough for the page, or you have this option to set as page background. There you go. So there's different ways you can do this. I mean, Emma, are you going to go for a photo or are you going to go to a design background? What are you going to do?
I don't know. Sometimes you just need to explore the tools and see what you can come up with. So
yeah,
if you share with me, for example, I'll be able to take you through how I would do it on the iPad screen.
Go on then. Let's get you on there.
So again, if you want those options the same way as Dom does, but on the iPad, we are going to go to the add button, but a little bit like Dom, just going to click this text, double tap, get rid of the text. The screen's a wee bit different. I'm just going to paste, get rid of the text, and I'm just going to paste. That's the wrong text. Let's copy the right haiku. That would always be a good thing. Here we go. Pasting. Great. Raindrops on the roof, golden leaves crunching underground. So I'm just going to tap the done button here just to see. Comes in a wee bit differently like Dom's does.
Yeah.
Make that big, make that small. Now, if you want to get the gap in between the book and Anne, you need to go back in, double click back in, tap on where it says book at the end, and then give it a wee bit of a space. You have to think a wee bit outside the box when it comes to the text. You might even need to copy. I'm going to delete that. And you might want to put add another text box into that instead.
Yeah. It is a bit different like that, isn't it? It's a bit annoying that on the iPad, to be perfectly honest.
Just some slight differences, but not enough that you can't get creative. So again, so that you can see my writing very quickly. So let's think about images. So let's just quickly go to the add button here. Always go to the add. And like Dom was saying there, you've got backgrounds, you've got Adobe stock. So let's just check out my background, see how different they are, if at all. And search up here at the top for autumn. Lovely. I mean, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're not bad, are they?
Yeah, I quite like these. Definitely.
I think it depends on what you want to add in afterwards, really, because I was thinking I'm going to add in some design assets. So I kind of thought I'd keep the cartoon sort of vibe,
kind of like
illustration vibe.
And again, if you want a background, just tap on it, wait for the wheel to kind of load that in. I'm going to pick some trees to see and hit add one. Now, this is where you get those options to pin to background or to move freely. So if you pin it to background, there you go. It's in your background. Or if you want it to move freely, you can just tap to move freely down at the bottom and to edit that any way you need. So I'm going to play it out here and select an image that I find that I like the best. I'm vibing with this, but just not the most.
Cool. All right. Let's go back here. So like Emma chose a photo. I chose a design asset background. Doesn't really matter either way, to be honest. It depends on what you're planning to do later. Now, in terms of text, let me just go back and show you what I was been doing here. Is that my text, you can't really read it that much. So, I mean, you've got different choices. You could put it into a space where there's, where it's more legible, I suppose. I mean, that's not a bad idea, actually. But I kind of feel, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to right align it. And I'm going to shove it into the corner here. And then obviously it's still kind of being obstructed by lampposts and benches and trees and that kind of thing. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to scroll down to shape, put a shape on it. Now the shape fill color is this one here, this kind of yellowy one, which does match. But I could, if I wanted to, click that shape fill, go up to the color dropper tool, and I could match it to that kind of background. And then it kind of blends in a little bit more, maybe. I don't know. And then, other things I can do is I want to make this text a little bit more dynamic. I don't mind leaving the author text to be, quite plain and things like that. But I think I want to sort of upgrade this one a little bit. So make it look a little bit more stylish. So maybe something like this. Yeah, that's kind of nice. I don't want it to be like crazy. I just want it to be subtle, so it looks like, you know what, this is a little bit more creative, a little bit more cursive, a little bit more, it's got a bit more flair to that font, so that'll do nicely for me. Now, what I'm going to do, I can see Emma's doing some fantastic stuff in the background there. I'm going to try and get ahead of it. Otherwise, you're just going to be blown away with what she's doing. So what I'm going to do is go to design assets. And one of the things that I could do here is I could put like child walking, something like that, because I know that there is a really good, maybe this one would be cool. And this is kind of why I took the design asset approach with the background, because then I could put some design assets on the top of this. And you can see she calls us outside to tumbling crunchy leaves. So there you go. That works pretty well. And, you could go back to elements here, and you could go to like leaves, see what you get. So this one's quite cool. Now this is meant to be, I think this is meant to be some kind of border or something like that, because some of them are cut off at the bottom. You see that. But what you could do is spin it round, and then it's almost like, it's just off the picture maybe, and they're kind of kicking through the leaves, which I think is pretty cool. Maybe if I bring this down and bring them down as well, you see, like it's like they're sort of kicking up through those leaves. Pretty cool, isn't it?
It is. That's really cute.
Yeah, it is cute. And then, have a little play around, like fox. I feel like a fox is very autumnal. I don't know why. Just feel like it is really. And then
for sure.
Yeah. And then you could put a fox in the background there. And then another one you could go to elements, and then birds maybe. So I get some birds. And you don't have to use them all, because that is a lot of birds, and it might be sort of a bit strange to see so many birds, but you could stretch it out and just have some coming off the page. So anything that you put on there, you don't have to use all of them. I feel like that's kind of nice, because then you get some of them and they're kind of in between the lampposts and stuff like that. So that to me is looking pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. And let's go over to see what Auntie Emma's got going on. Where are we?
We are playing around with our text options. So hopefully when you see my screen, and just
there we go. Oh, nice.
So I've selected a background. It gives me a wee bit of space here. And obviously, autumn means hot chocolates. That's what I needed in mine. So if you want it, I'm just going to go down here, and I'm going to press on outline because I was playing around with it. And if you wanted to go to font, you can change all your fonts here, play around with the different styles, go to recommendations. It'll give you a few different options. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna go for this one. This one looks like fun.
That's nice. Yeah, I like that.
That works well. Snuggle with a book. And what I want to do, it's not popping for me enough. So what I want to do now, I'm just going to go to effects, and I really love playing with all the shapes, the shadows, and the outlines. And I'm just going to try and see what works for me, to be honest. So I've tapped on shadow. I'm going to click on the little adjustment panel here, and you know what? I'm going to change the color. And again, a bit like Dom, if you want to start using some of the colors within your image here, you should see a wee dropper tool. So I'm going to pick on it here. Let me see, and just hold down. I'm going to go try and move. See that lovely brownie red there? That should hopefully make it pop a wee bit more. And let's see how much red I can get in there, what direction I need. Gorgeous. And you know what? I'm going to steal your idea, Dawn, but just in a wee bit of a different way. I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to add. We can also add shapes and assets to ours as well. I'm going to, and you know what? I'll show you a different way. Okay, I want some more realism in mine. I can't use the same as Dom in some aspects.
Right.
So I'm going to show you some of this. Okay, let's change that to red leaves. Red leaf. There we go. And I'm going to go for this one in the middle with lots of space here. Just going to pop
Okay.
that. And hopefully you'll probably see my ideas coming forth now. I'm going to add one. So I'm going to hit move freely, and I don't need that white. I want to keep it in the picture. Don't need that white. And I'm going to use this really class tool, this remove background, because you might not see the assets that you like in those. You might want to see other ones. So we're just going to rotate it. And it's almost as if I can start playing with that and adding a bit more.
Very nice. Because you can't really tell that it's from a different thing, can you now?
You can't know. The lighting's a wee bit different, but if you add more of those elements, you can kind of add more leaves at the bottom. So I think that's missing in my piece. Imagine if I could get Anne just to sit and move that up, move that down.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
That'd be really cool.
That's cool.
Let's get Anne's name, change the color here. Make it a bit easier to read, easier to see, for example. And we'll sit and play about with that to get it to manage and fix onto that. So that's what I've been doing with mine.
Yeah, very nice. So yeah, there's sort of two different styles there. You know, one is, Emma's is much more realistic. It's using photos. It's using removing background on other photos to kind of build up a collage. And then I've gone for the kind of, the cheats way, which is using illustrations made by other people, which is great. So I put extra things in there, like a little bird just kind of standing on the just perched on a little bench there. I put another like group of people in there. I've got the fox in there. I've got the birds in there. So that all works really nice for me. That works really nicely. I'm happy with that. So what I will do is, as always, we're going to do another one of these. Okay, we're going to do another one of these because this is a really nice and quick exercise that we can do here. So let me just show you. You can download this by clicking download. Click the download button. It's gone in. You see, it's given it the name Autumn Haikus. So I will be able to find that really easily a little bit later. And then if you want to share, you can press share, publish to web, and publish a link. So obviously that's how we share. I'm sure a lot of people on here will be like, we already know how to share. Well, that's good. That's great. I'm really glad you do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do another quick one. And I think I will try and copy what Emma did. And I'll do a bit more of like a photo-based one. You see my link is ready here. I can stick it into another browser if I want to, and it'll be up there. So one of the things I wanted to show you is I can click add in the top right and add a new page, right? So I want it to be the same size, okay? Because I'm thinking about the video that I'm going to do for our challenge too. So I'm going to add a new page and I'm going to do same size. So it just brings in a document which is exactly the same size. Now, if I go back to my Autumn Haikus again, did you do yours with raindrops on the roof, wasn't it, Emma?
I did, yeah.
Right, okay. So let's go for, what are we going to do here? I think I might go for Gentle Breezes Blow, do that one. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to my Adobe Express tab here. So let's go for media again. And this time I'll go for autumn leaves. So Emma was doing lots of stuff around, using photos, and hers was, much more of a kind of like, I suppose, like sort of like a stylist type of approach. But I think I'm going to go for try and go for a scene. So I might go for something like, what am I going to go for? I got no idea. Like this one, maybe. See what it's like. Setters page background. That's not bad. Do I like it?
Spooky.
It is pretty. It's a bit dark, isn't it? It's a bit dark. So what you could do is you could go up here and press the replace button. As long as you've got that photo selected, then you'll have the option to be able to put new stuff in. So I'll go with that one. That feels a bit brighter. I like that. And do you know what else I like about it? Is that it's got this kind of bit in the middle. And I feel like that would be a really good place for me to click text, add my text, paste it in, very big. Let's put a little line break in there. And then, let's start playing with it. And this time it's centered, which I think is quite cool. So I'll bring it right down. I'll stretch it out until they're all on one line. So that's good. And then maybe it's still a bit big. Do you know one thing I could do here, which would be quite cool, I'm not sure whether we've done that before, is I've centered this, but it's still that you can see that the edges of the text are still touching kind of the edges of the pathway there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this kind of section, click here and reduce the letter spacing. And that's just going to squash it up just a little bit. And all it means is, I mean, it's no big deal really, but all it means is it kind of fits in the pathway there, which is kind of nice. And I might just move it over a little bit. And then Emma you used a shape, didn't you, Emma?
I used an image and removed the background for some of mine. And then, yes.
Your text, I mean, did you use a shape behind your text or was it?
I did.
Right.
I used a lovely little banner. It looks almost
right.
like...
Well, maybe I'll use a shadow here then. Now, the shadows work slightly differently. So you can change the color of it. I'll change mine to white. And you can see it just kind of does something a bit, you know, a bit different here. You can go for classic or smooth or lift. Maybe I'll go for strong. Yeah, some of them don't. There you go. I like that hazy one. And then if I press custom, then I could increase the distance, increase the blur maybe. What do I need to do? No, oh, look at that. That kind of makes it double. Doesn't make it very easy to read though. Let's do it there. You can change things like the angle. Want to make it more central. There you go. And I feel like that makes it a little bit easier to read. Maybe it's not hugely easy to read. So maybe I could even put like an outline on it and do a little white outline. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
That makes it a bit better. There you go. So that kind of makes it more readable. Right. What I think I'll do is got gentle breezes blow, colored hues of red and gold. So here, what I actually might do here is go to search design assets. And I did say I was going to do it more photorealistic, but I'm going to search for wind and see what we get. Well, we got some stuff here. I wonder what we can do. So we could. I wonder what. Let's have a look. Shapes. We didn't find it in the shapes. We find it in icons. Found some stuff in icons.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm still thinking that maybe the design assets are better. And maybe I'll go for something like, maybe I'll just go for something like this one. Okay. And just keep it quite simple and then pop it. That's about central. And then I could effects. What kind of effects could I put on it? So you could put a duotone effect in, that would make it pink, a bit weird. But if you go to custom, you could change it to white, maybe, or maybe like a gray. Maybe the gray would be better. What do you think, Emma?
Doesn't really pop out with the gray.
No.
No. I would make it.
White kind of gets lost in a way, doesn't it?
Does. It's just that wee gappage in the middle between the nice brightness. But then that's wind. You can't see it.
Yeah, maybe they don't mind the pink actually.
I quite like it.
Kind of subtle.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could have played with it really. Now, what I might do here is I've got this one here, right? So if I go to how am I going to do this? If I go to custom, right? If I go to custom, you can see down here there's a hex code. What does that mean? That's a color code which says the exact color of that wind. So if I copy that hex code, then I could go back, select my text here.
Ooh.
And maybe in my shadow, I can change the color of my shadow. Well, actually, I didn't even need to because it's now popped into my recommended here. And I could just, I don't know if that even made any difference really.
It's definitely, you can see the difference between the shadow and your white outline.
Yeah, it kind of pulls it together a little bit. So I don't mind that. You could also try and change the outline as well and make that one. Yeah, I don't mind that actually. Kind of makes it a little bit more, brings it together a little bit more. Anyway, enough of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to download this one. Download it here because I do want to have two. And you can see the first one was called Autumn Haiku. Oh, you can't see this dialog box. So there's no point in me talking about it. Right. But I've got an image which is called Autumn Haikus. And then I've got an image which is called Autumn Haikus 2. I'll be using those. Right. Emma, do you want to show us your final design in all its glory?
Yes, I'm going to quickly make another one, if that's okay as well.
Yeah, of course. Go for it. Yeah.
this is my first one. I just had a bit of a
It looks
genius
really
idea.
good. That's such a good idea about the leaf behind the
I think
author's name.
so. I've also given it a wee bit of an effect so I can see the writing a bit better. But I just had a light bulb moment, and I wanted to quickly show you guys how to do it. So a bit like Dom, if you want to add another page on your iPad, just go to the top, add your page, and you can add it all at the bottom of the bar. I've added one here earlier. And again, I'm just going to very, very quickly show you. I'm going to tap on add. I've had a look at the assets. We don't seem to have as many just yet in terms of the illustrations over, not until Christmas. So let's go back to my lovely autumn. And I just really want to find those lovely red leaves again. So I'm actually, let me see if I can find a really nice, glorious picture. And I'm going to take this one here. And it was just this wee fun feature that I have found using Adobe. I've really wanted to test it out. So I'm going to very quickly have a go today. So here's my lovely image, everything you need. And I'm going to go into my text, quickly add it. Here we go, pasting from my MacBook. So here's another one, Nature Takes a Sigh by Judy. And what I'm going to do, this is a really fun, hopefully you'll see this for what it's worth. So very quickly, go to font. I'm going to get something nice, big and bold. That I'm going to just reach that out. You can go into spacing a wee bit like Dom's done. Add the spacing a wee bit bigger.
Nice.
I'm going to go quickly to effects, and I'm going to use this shape tool because what I really want to do to this, okay, and hit done. Always forget to hit done. Is make it as big as you can and cover the entire page. And then you can add a couple of extra wee bits to kind of hide the image. And whenever you go into your shape tool, you have this option here to mask text.
Oh,
so what you could do is that you could use it.
Nice.
You could have, I always like to add a wee bit of a shadow just to kind of make everything pop with inside that. Oh. Let me get the call through. But here you go. You can kind of get the idea of what I'm planning there.
Very nice. Yeah, that's a great way of doing things.
So just wanted to show you there's hundreds of ideas that you can come up with.
Yeah, that is a very cool one. That is a really good idea. I love it. If I'd have thought of it myself, I'd have been very proud. So she's got 2 on her camera roll now. Well, that's great. And so now it's time to, let me take back here. Okay, so I've got my 2 haikus as images saved on my computer. Emma's got hers saved on her iPad. So what I'm going to do now is go over to the big A for Adobe Express in the top left. Click it there. Back to my home screen now. So what am I going to do? I'm going to press this. We're going to go into challenge 2 now. So let's take a quick look at that. Show this tab. So we've done challenge 1. We've made a couple of haikus, combined images, design assets, text, all that kind of thing. Now we're going to go on to challenge number 2. Now this has 2 levels to it, quite frankly. It has 2 levels to it. One is to take those images, put a voiceover on top, and then to put some funky music on it. Now, if you've used Express Video before, you'll know that that's quite simple to do. If you've not used the new Express Video using a Chromebook desktop laptop, there's a few things to show you there. And if you're on an iPad, this is coming to you before Christmas. So I will be watching this as well because you are going to be doing this soon. There will be an update. We're hoping for November. It might be a bit later than that. They usually are. But let's see whether it's going to be in time for Christmas. I'm pretty sure. So we're going to create a video using our haikus. So let's go here and press the plus. If you're working in Adobe, if you're working on an iPad, you're going to be using Spark Video now. Okay, Emma will show you that in a sec. But remember, when we made our images, our graphics, we did it using a 6:9 ratio. Okay, we did it using the landscape. Okay, so I'm going to do landscape again. And what I'm going to do here is I can go to media here, upload from device. Right, you can't see my screen now because I'm just sharing a tab, but I've just uploaded my first graphic. Goes in here. Easiest. There's 2 different ways you can do it. You can set as page background, which is there. You see, that'll do it automatically for you. or you can, you know, put it up to the top and then drag it out like that. Doesn't really matter either way, to be perfectly honest. Now, watch what happens here, because this is different to using Express Video or Spark Video, as you might know it. When we're in this media tab here, you've also got audio. Now, with the Express Video, you used to have like a really massive microphone just down here that you just tap and you do your voiceover. It's slightly different here because it's just over on the left-hand side, record voiceover. Okay. And you've just got the button to start recording. It will count you in, and then I'll do my recording. She calls us outside to tumble in crunchy leaves. She's here. Autumn's here. There we go. Now, what's happened here? All sorts of mad stuff's going on here. Well, we've still got our image down the bottom here, but now we've got this kind of complicated timeline going on. So let's make it really simple and start working out how it works. So I can drag out my image, and this will just push this scene so it has all of the voiceover on top. She calls us outside to tumble in crunchy leaves. She's here. Autumn's here. You could hear that okay, Emma?
Can indeed, yeah.
Brilliant. Good stuff. Okay. Now, if I go back to media here, I can also, you can see you've got a search audio box down here. So if I go to something like ambient, and what I'm looking for is like a chilled track to go in the background. So you can have monks chanting if you like. I don't know what that one's about. Yeah, this is one I was looking for. Right. So what I'm going to make sure is I'm going to make sure my playhead, this is my playhead, the thing I'm moving here, is right at the start. I'm going to go ambient lo-fi beat, and you'll see that this is now on my timeline and it's accompanying my track. Now the volume is very high. So let's bring it down to about 20% to make sure that it doesn't go on top of my voiceover. Let's check it out. She calls us outside to tumble in crunchy leaves. She's here. Autumn's here. Pretty stylish, right? If you're on a Chromebook, desktop, laptop, that's your job now. But let's see how we're going to do that on the iPad. Emma, queen of the iPad, over to you.
Brill. So again, we are going up in here to my Adobe apps, and we are using one of their legacy Spark Video tools just for now. And this is the big plus button. Let's start our project. And I just like to go straight to skip to editor. I know exactly what I'm kind of after. And for us, it already opens up in the lovely 16:9 screen. And hopefully you should all see the big plus in the front on the front of your canvas, the big blue. Just tap on it. You'll get some lovely tabs that open up, and we're going to look for our photographs. Okay, so let's have a look. Go into my photos. You can see my amazing autumn stuff happening there. And let's pick this one here. Ah, class. There it is.
Very nice.
I'm going to tap on done for now. Now, this is the big microphone button that Don was talking about in our old school version. Okay, all I need to do is tap and hold my finger onto that, read my poem in a lovely presentable voice, and add some music. So here we go. Tap and hold. Raindrops on the roof, golden leaves crunching underfoot. Snuggle with a book. Perfect.
Very nice. Very professional.
Don't know if you'll be able to hear it when I press play, but we'll give it a wee go.
Yeah, I think maybe it's different when you're trying to present on the iPad. Don't worry about it.
It is indeed.
Emma's lovely voice will be in the background there.
If you want to add some music, if you guys are working on iPads in the background, hopefully you can see where my mouse is, where the music is. You also have some really awesome tracks there. I'm going to play Ukulele Stroke. Just feels like such an autumn tune. Hopefully you guys can have a wee listen to it. You can play with the volume there as well to see how high or how low it needs to go. And that's a wee bit where we're at.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so let's go through that process again here. So we've got our main kind of image in here. We've got our soundtrack here. We've got our voiceover here as well. Now, one thing you do have down here is this ability to show layer timing. Now, that's not massively important right now, but just be aware that that's there. When you start putting other things on the screen, which we will do in future digital leader sessions, you need to make sure that that is kind of on. You can leave it on for now if you like. That's absolutely fine. Or you can turn it off. Doesn't really matter. But you can see that we've kind of got this random little scene in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to media on the left-hand side, photos again, upload from device. You can't see my dialog box, but I'm selecting my second my second image here. And don't forget, you can either put it in the top and then bring it out until it fits, or you could have set page as background. There you go. And again, what you'll be able to see down the bottom here, and this is the same actually in the Spark Video app, is that the soundtrack is still going. Now you can change that in this by dragging the end, just grabbing the end and changing it. But otherwise, it will always give you that soundtrack by default until the end. Okay, just something to bear in mind. Now, if I want to do my voiceover, I'm going to bring my playhead back to the start of this second scene, okay? And then I can go to audio again, record voiceover. So it's a little bit different to doing it on the iPad, but you can start recording. Gentle breezes blow, colored hues of red and gold cloak the waiting earth. Right. Now you can see my voiceover's gone in, but my actual picture hasn't extended to there. So let's take it all the way out. Take it all the way out until it goes to there. Nice. And then also my soundtrack needs to go all the way to the end, all the way to the end as well. Right. Before I play this, or I just moved it by mistake. There we go. Before I play this, I'm just going to make sure everything kind of snaps to the end. So I've got one end point. And then I have got this little random scene. It's probably bad video editing from me, but I can press the little 3 buttons and just delete that scene. All right. And what I can do is I can click at the start, and then I'm just going to preview this by pressing play. She calls us outside to tumble in crunchy leaves. She's here. Autumn's here. Gentle breezes blow, colored hues of red and gold cloak the waiting earth. There we go. Now, the one thing I can do, which is new here, you can't do it on the iPad app, but you can press the little plus in between these scenes, and you have the option to either add a scene in that middle bit, or you can add a transition. So you've got dissolve, you've got push, you've got slide, and it will give you sort of, you know, a little preview of what the difference is. You see, if I just hover over.
These have updated already. There was only why there's 2 more. This is
and these ones are coming as well. And then you got push. I don't really like push or slide that much. I'm going to use dissolve, and then you can say what duration you want. So maybe I'll do like 2 seconds here. And it does make a difference, because now if I play from about halfway, it's here. Autumn's here. Gentle breezes blow, colored hues of red and gold. Nicer, isn't it? Cloak the waiting earth. Yeah, Emma likes it. Right, let's see Emma put in her second scene, because it's slightly different, but it's still the same result.
Same kind of process. Just need to know how do we add our second slide. So down here, you should hopefully see a wee plus button. So we'll just tap on it, and it's the exact same process again that Dom was showing. So we go to the plus. Just add some content. I just made a couple of wee changes, made it a bit brighter so you can see it all there.
Nice.
And that was a good idea to hit done on your project so you see the full thing, especially when you're coming to recording your voice. You want to be able to read everything on your page. And again, just press and hold onto your microphone. Nature takes a sigh. The air lets out a deep breath. We reach for blankets. Reach for blankets all the time. It's getting chilly. So again, if you go to play your whole entire clip, so you've got 2 play buttons. One's for this scene, and this play button at the bottom left-hand corner plays the whole entire thing. You may not hear the music or my voice, but you will see it then go into the other clip in just a second there, like so.
Very nice.
Lovely. And if you want to get out of that, just tap on it and hit the back button, and you're back into editing your bit of work.
Very nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is actually just show that, you know, what I really like about this challenge is that we made 2 images in challenge 1, and we're reusing them in challenge 2. And obviously that means you can really speed up your workflow and get things done really, really quickly, which is nice. But also, you know, you might actually be creating things from scratch rather than having things to bring in. So let's have a little look at that as well. So maybe I'm going to do this one here. I'm going to grab this one. And, well, actually, I'll just grab the first line, raindrops on the roof, right? Grab that first line. Now, by the way, I was giving Emma loads of grief before for not having actually named her title. So let's go in here and go autumn haiku video. There we go. Before Emma told me off. And then what I'm going to do here is I'll show you. You don't always need to have everything like all of your haiku on one slide, for example. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to break it down into 3 slides. And it's dead easy. Just add a scene. It's very similar to the way Emma was doing it on the iPad. You just click the plus. I'm going to add a scene. And then in the background here, I can press media again. And one of the things that Emma's going to be very jealous of, which you can't do on the iPad, but you will be able to do before Christmas. So do take a look here, is I could go like raindrops in here in video. See what we get. Okay. Maybe this one looks pretty cool. So I'm going to select that. It's gone in there. I can have a little play of it. There you go. I like that. That looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do here is going to go to text, add your text, paste in my line, raindrops on the roof. I can select it all. I mean, there's different ways you can change the size of the text. You can just drag here. You can also use the decrease font size on there as well. I'll keep it pretty big so you can read it. I'll go to my recommended fonts. Let's see if I've got something which kind of makes me, it makes me think this is going to be particularly good. Raindrops on the roof. Yeah, I don't mind that one. As if I do this. Raindrops. I was going to try and sort of raindrops on the roof. Does this work? Not sure about this. No, I don't think that does work really. I thought I was going to try and make it look raindrops. Oh, that looks better.
Oh, yeah.
Raindrops on the roof. So that's fine. You can put like an outline on there if you want, if you think it makes it stand out a bit more. And then you could also, does this have a bold version? Nah, it doesn't have a bold version. That's okay. So here, if I press play, what's happening? Well, the video is going in the background. That's great. But we haven't got a voiceover. And also the soundtrack has stopped here. And we need to drag it out to where we need it to go. But we don't know how far yet we need it to go because we haven't recorded the voiceover. So let's get the playhead here. Let's go back to media. Let's go to audio, record voiceover. This is just one line this time, just one line. Raindrops on the roof. Okay, so now we've got our 3.7-second voiceover. I can click on my little soundtrack timeline, drag that out. And then also, I've got a very long, you can see I've got a very long raindrops video here. Now, rather than, I've got 2 ways. I could go to the end and drag it in, or I could click just after where the voiceover ends, and I can double click or right click there, and I could split. And then this clip here, I could right click on it and I could delete. And then don't forget to do a little transition, dissolve, and let's see how this is looking. It should have a voiceover on now. And it should have the music on. So let's check. The waiting earth. Raindrops on the roof. Nice. So you can just kind of slow it down a bit and just do it line by line now. So let's have a look at Emma doing a similar thing on the iPad.
This is class, guys. This is why we're really excited to be able to get the updates come Christmas. But if you do want to have videos on your Spark video, let's think of the workaround. Let's go back to that little challenge 2, and hopefully what you will have noticed is that there's some wee free videos that you can download. So if you click on any of these, it'll take you to a website called Pexels, which is fantastic. It's a free resource. Just takes a wee bit longer. We just have to think a wee bit more creatively and outside the box. Now, I was having a wee think here as to which poem to go for. I'm going to go to the one there about spider webs. So I see this really cool video here of a spider, and it looks kind of rainy. So I'm just going to tap on it. And you see the big free download button. If you tap on it there, it'll download.
Very nice.
Okay, you just need to tap download again. And I hope everyone will see the wee arrow, wee animation happening up here. It means if I click it, that's a video that is now in my camera roll that I can use. And that was always my thing. Whenever you're working with a Spark Video, you need to make sure you have video already on your iPad to use it. So let's add a scene. And let's again go to the plus, same process. But this time around, we're going to go to video and my videos. And hopefully what we should have here somewhere. Oh, I need to download it. That's why. Silly mistake. I have downloaded it. It's just if I click on it here, I need to make sure I save it. So that we
that's the thing that I always forget to do on there.
Always forget to do it there myself. So let's hit the save video button, and that should now save into my camera roll. Hopefully it doesn't make a liar out of me now.
Yeah.
And if I go back into my app, and if I go up to, let's just refresh that. My video tool. There's my videos. I see there's a spider. It's saved at the time of creation. You can decide how much you want on your piece of work. So do you want 2 seconds, 2.1, all the way up to 8? I don't think it'll take us that long to record it. So let's put a nice 3.5 on it. Hit the done at the top corner here. And it saves your video clip in. Okay, isn't that really cool? That's amazing. You can pinch to zoom. Let's make that spider more creepy crawly.
Very cool.
This time around, what we should be able to do, we should be able to add some text, I hope. Okay, so if I wanted to add other text like Dom did, let's see what layout options we have. So under full screen, split screen, you've got a caption down at the bottom, or you've title and text. I really like the caption tool personally.
Does work well.
Does indeed. So let's get my haiku here. So mine's is spider. Let's see. Spider webs stroke me. Okay. That you get caught up in spider webs every time you're walking. Let's just bring it up to the side. And you know what? Actually, I'll put it into the middle. And this is where we can start making more choices, guys. A wee bit like what Dom has. If you don't like this text, let's have a think. How can we change ours? We need to go to theme. And we could play about with
good advice.
All these really cool, amazing, creative options. And if you really liked one here, so I quite like mountain or even flare or even statement there. If you tap on one, and hopefully you see the wee pencil tool, you can click on it again, you can go and change the colors. So again, this is where our choices start to develop. And I'm actually going to go with the yellow to keep autumnal. And the last thing I want to do, just tapping on my text, make it a wee bit smaller so that my spider can be seen. And again, hopefully you get the idea of the process. You just tap and hold your button to press record and record your voice. So here we go. Spider webs stroke me, like so. And if you press play, you'll be able to see that whole thing play out.
Very nice. Okie dokie. Right, let me just switch over. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Okay, so all I've been doing while Emma's been on there is I did my first one. I did my raindrops on the roof, and I recorded my voiceover. You can see that at the bottom there, voiceover 3. I made sure that my soundtrack went to the end, or I have now at least. Then I've got another scene here. I brought in a video. It could be a photo. Doesn't have to be a video, but I do think the video looks good. I'll make sure I've got a transition. So I've got the dissolve, just keep it really simple. And then golden leaves crunching on the foot. So now that I've got my playhead here, I can go to media, go to audio, go to record voiceover, start recording. Golden leaves crunching underfoot. And I'm just leaving a little bit of time afterwards, and I can even just move voiceover a little bit further as well. And then if I think, do you know what, there's a good place for us to cut that scene to go to the next one. I can right click it. I can split it. And then this bit here, I can just press delete on my computer. Go straight in. I've got my last scene here. Add a transition, add a dissolve, and then put the playhead where I think I should start recording my voice. Snuggle with a book. There we go. And the only thing I've kind of got to do now is I'm going to cut that by splitting it. So I can get rid of this last scene now. And now that that's done, you see, I can actually move this. See this slider here? That's meaning that I don't have to keep on scrolling sideways to see where my scene ends. But I can go and get my soundtrack, and then I can make sure it goes all the way to the end. Very nice. So now if I take it back to the start, let's see what this is going to look like. Let's try it in a zoom to fit all. Is that I'm about zoomed in, I think. There, that's a bit better. Let's have a look. She calls us outside to tumble in crunchy leaves. She's here. Autumn's here. Gentle breezes blow, coloured hues of red and gold cloak the waiting earth. Raindrops on the roof. Golden leaves crunching underfoot. Snuggle with a book. There you go. Now, there are still things that I'd want to play with there. I mean, I don't think this snuggle with a book, I don't think that text works particularly well. I was thinking about maybe putting like a shadow on it and changing that shadow to white, maybe. What does that look like if I click off? Yeah, it's not the kind of font I'm looking for, really.
No, it's more like having a Halloween story read to you, maybe.
Yeah, I know. It is a bit, isn't it? So
still quite apt.
Yeah, so I mean, that's good feedback. That's the kind of feedback you need to hear. So maybe try and make it, I don't know, none of that's really working. That's better, I think. That's better. Yeah, there's still loads of things I'm not too convinced about there, because actually you can't even see the book because of the way that I've spaced the lines. So that's not so good. Maybe something like that. So yeah, there's always things that you need to play around with. There we go. Snuggle with the book.
And if you need time to, just pause us. Don't forget, you can pause us at any stage. If you need more time to play with your font and the style and the color, feel free to just hit the pause.
Exactly that. Emma, I wonder if oh, you're getting on with some stuff here. Have you got anything else to show us, or do you want to go to share, or how do you want to do it?
Yeah, just putting on my last wee bit here, talking about dog walks. So again, I'm just playing around with all the different layouts, to be honest, to see which options. So I can even put it in a split screen here if we really wanted to. That's the only thing I haven't shown.
Yeah, so I do like split screen for video. I think it works well, actually.
I do as well. So the last bit here is of morning walks, if I can spell morning correctly. Of morning walks. And this time around, I can actually give a couple of bits here to actually name the author. This is where you're under pressure and you're trying to get all your spelling correctly.
Good luck.
Rich. Gorgeous. Always good to make sure you get the names of your people correct as well. So make it nice and big as we can. Just need to do my last wee bit. So that's got 30 seconds on it. So I have actually accidentally taken 30 seconds of my video. If I need to go in to change that, you can, I hope.
Yeah, click on the little scissors there, yeah.
Let's bring it down. I don't need that long. It's quite a long video, it seems. Here we go. It's taking 30 seconds. Let's just reduce that down, see what happens. Anyway, down to 3. Gorgeous. That's what I need.
Yeah, nice. Just
something morning walks. Beautiful.
Oh, did I just ruin your voiceover?
You did, but here, I'll show you one thing. This is how you're going to be able to make those changes if you make a mistake. Everyone always makes mistakes. We make mistakes. You guys can make mistakes. If you need to re-record your audio, there's 2 ways to do it. Just tap and hold to re-record, or tap where the wee timer is. Just hit the remove narration and you can give it another go.
Yeah. Very nice. Okay. So let me get back. We're gonna wrap it up now. let's just look. I mean, I did change this, and I'm happy with that now. I gave it a little white outline. If I highlight it, you'll see I made the outline white, and then I gave it a shadow, which was like a kind of custom-y shadow. I can't even remember which one it was now. I just played around with it a bit. Looks a bit better. If you want to download the video, click download, of course, and then it will tell you what the video resolution. I mean, to be honest, 720 is fine. 720 is absolutely fine, especially if especially if your school is like, do you know what? We have limited space, then go for 720. That's fine. But it will kind of dominate your screen here. You can start a new file, but you can't kind of work on the one you want. But anyway, that'll do its thing. I'll cancel that for now. Cancel download. You can do it if you need to. Otherwise, you can press share, invite people to work on it with you, send it to Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, or publish to web and publish the link. Now, this is a bit different to images because they do have to squash things down. You know, they've got images here, you've got video here, you've got text here, you've got voiceover, you've got a soundtrack. So basically, they're getting all those layers and putting them in a pancake. So it doesn't take 10 seconds like an image normally does. It'll take longer than that. Yeah, that's okay.
So if you really want to know, if you're a bit of a film buff like me, there's typically between 24 and 30 images per 1 second of video.
Oh,
so if you've made a video that's got more than, like yours is 28 seconds there, Dom. There's a lot of compressing there to go ahead.
Yeah, there you go. She's the host of the most. And how do you share on the iPad, please?
Again, very simply up here in the top corner, let's press our share button. And again, there's the copy to clipboard option that Dom is just publishing if you need. But I'm a big fan of just saving straight to the camera roll.
It does always seem quicker on the iPad, a lot quicker.
Don't know why, just simpler tools perhaps, maybe more you guys have more options there with your graphics at the minute. We are very choice selection here, but still a pretty good outcome, I think, still on the legacy apps. I'm going to be sad to see it go, to be fair. It's quite good.
Yeah, I know. There might be an option to actually keep the simpler version. That is something that's being discussed at the moment, whether we keep the simpler version and when we also have this more complex version for people to use. So you can have kind of either Emma's version a bit simpler or this one, which gives you a lot more creative control.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is us. That's a wrap for the Autumn Haikus and the National Poetry Day. That was a nice little combination, I thought, actually.
Yeah, it was quite good. I'm actually going to be sad now. I don't know what to do with the rest of my afternoon. Might go explore some of the new tools that Adobe have updated on the Express suite there on the desktop.
Well, there are lots of different things, yeah, but also you could get out into the autumn leaves, which would be nice as well.
Yeah, I could go for a walk with the dogs or snuggle with a book.
Oh, there you go. Nice one. Thanks, everyone, for coming. Don't forget to book in for your next ones. The next one is, what is it, Emma? Do you know?
I'm not too sure. No, actually.
Sure. I'll find it out. I'll send it out to all the teachers anyway. But thank you very much for coming. And we will see you